decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.
Man, hey, welcome. Good evening, good Sunday, all of that stuff to you. But hey, thank y'all for joining us tonight on the Big BoneYard. You got myself, you got a Big Bone 1%er, and I know you didn't know it, but you got a Archbishop 1%er too. Hey, thank you.
What up, though? What up?
Man, folks, damn. That's what you say when you had the kind of week like we just had. You just hit it with the damn. It's been stuff going on, all right? And I know, and you know what? We talk about our weekends and stuff like that all the time, but we would love to hear from y'all to hear, because we know how crazy and wild some stuff gets, because y'all are bikers too. So if we got what we got going on, I know y'all got some stuff. So if y'all ever, stop being shy for 5 minutes, don't be shy. Let us know what's going on with you. Let us know how your weekend was. Let us know if you had any of that old craziness, that biker shit to be happening. Let us know about it. But in the meantime, and I'll be asking questions like an attorney. So Archbishop, how was your weekend? And I'll be knowing the answer to some of that stuff. Sometimes it's sort of like a setup. But hey, man, how was your weekend, brother?
Nah, it's been all right. I was it's moving weekend, so I had to moving to a new crib, getting everything set up, all that jazz. So been a little busy. Everything steady.
Understood.
How was yours?
Man, you know what? And thank you for asking, because it was all right. So today, I'll start with today and go backwards. So today, COC meeting, we had the shootout. That's what. Wait, let me qualify that for anybody who don't know. When we say the shootout, that means that the different clubs in the COC get together, go to a shooting range, and we competitively shoot on targets, paper targets, against one another for bragging rights and so on and so forth. And so that was done today. Definitely hell of a good time. Everybody had a great time. A lot of clubs showed up and showed out, but in a good way. Like it's a great way to get folks come together. So our COC, which is basically the middle part of Florida, we do our thing, and then North Florida will do their thing, South Florida do their thing, and if ain't nobody in their feelings, everybody will get together so that our COC can actually beat everybody else in the rest of the state, even though for some reason they think they're gonna win. They're not gonna win. But anyway, yeah. So the shootout was today, and just a lot of ground pounding for the past several days. Some biker shit, some political stuff, which is still biker shit, doing all that. But yeah, it's just been pounding the ground, man. It's been all right though. Well, but speaking of which, I know y'all don't know it yet, but we're gonna cover a whole lot of stuff tonight. So we definitely want to do our disclaimer, and that's just us expressing like we always do. Whatever subjects we talk about, whatever we do, Bishop, myself, we're going to cover all kinds of different things, and folks calling in, and even if it's a guest, our opinions are our opinions alone. They do not reflect the opinions or positions of our organizations in any fashion whatsoever. Hey, we love our folks, we love our organizations. Don't have nothing to do with what we're doing here. This is our business. That's that. So, having said that, So a couple of things, I guess some housekeeping type things, and we're going to be coming to something real fun here in a second. A couple of things which we hate starting a show like this, but it definitely we need to give some attention to. First of all, Heather. Y'all see Heather Mo? The Mo means Missouri. But Heather, who is not just our moderator and a friend to the show, she's been wonderful with us since before day one. And her mother, some of y'all know, she lost her mother yesterday, and we want our hearts go out to her. Our hearts and our prayers going out to her. If you know her, you get the chance to speak with her, definitely send her some love, because right about now she definitely is going to need it. She's going to fall back a little something social media, because her and her family are dealing with an awful lot. But Heather, we love you. We got you. If you need a thing, please reach out. And it's a whole community of folks here who are wishing you nothing but the best, and imparting strength and love on you. That's all. It's just
yeah, absolutely.
And along with that,
plays a big part of this show.
Oh yeah, huge, right? And also, while we're on the subject, there's a young lady by the name of her name was Sharon Henderson. She was with Two Wheel Towing. If you're in the Tampa Bay area, everybody knows about Rick's Two Wheel Towing. So Rick Hartman, his father started the company a long time ago. Rick took it over. Sharon and Rick were running that company together for a long time until Sharon just was doing the thing by herself. But it was called Two Wheel Towing. A lot of folks know Sharon. She's going to be greatly missed here in the Tampa Bay area. She was a wonderful, wonderful person, and she passed away. It was a big surprise to a lot of folks, but same difference. Our hearts go out to you, and to Anthony or her son or any of her family members. Please know we got love for you. If y'all need a thing, please let us know. We'd be more than happy to help out with anything that we can. Now moving on to another subject. Here I go. Now this is just, look, we know folks are watching us from all over the place. This is some local stuff, right? There's some local stuff. So 2W1L, 2W1L. That means two wheels, one love. So it's some real good dudes from a different club. They come from Rough Riders, but this is not a Rough Rider venture. But they got this 2W1L, two wheels, one love. It's a bike night. A bike night is a little different than you might be used to. Like if you go to the bike night and you're always listening to that damn banjo music and always 24/7, like Southern rock all the damn time, right? After a while, you might get tired of that. But if you go to this place, it's in Wesley Chapel. The place is called Crate, K-R-A-T, in Wesley Chapel. It's like in the Tampa area. And I wish I could say it different. This shit is just lit. I mean, first of all, you're gonna hear like music like a lot of people with good tans listen to. You're gonna hear some hip hop, you're gonna hear some rap, you're gonna hear some reggaeton, you're gonna hear some Mark Anthony, you're gonna hear some Bad Baby, you're gonna hear, So as far as the music, there's not a band in sight. It's a DJ, actually a couple of them, and the shit is lit, and it's a big damn biker party. And it's definitely like the kind of biker party like you want to go to, especially if it's open to everybody. Don't get me wrong, but it's just a different type of bike night than some folks is listening to, or is used to. The music is different. The food is like great Jamaican food. A lot of different restaurants is coming out there, but it's definitely, if you could take your favorite, the barbecue, if you take the cookout and Black Bike Week and slap them joints together, that's what we're talking about. So it's like that kind of thing. I'm trying to be all politically correct and not say what the hell I really mean to say, but y'all know what I'm saying. But yeah, come to that.
I'm laughing at you. I'm laughing at you because you said Bad Baby, Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. Yeah, did I say that? I was thinking Bad Bunny. I was thinking, because what? I was in my head. I was talking to Big Baby earlier, but I was thinking Bad Bunny. You know what I'm talking. But yeah, Bad Bunny. So it'd be like reggaeton, all that. It's definitely going to be a good time. And oh, by the way, the date of it is they only do this once a month. So the next time it's the last last Wednesday of every month. So this month is going to be the 29th of this month. That's a Wednesday. So definitely take some time out of your life to enjoy yourself, because there's other bike nights that happen on Wednesday, especially in Florida. We got 12 months of summer in this joint, so it's always something to do. Tuesday is a bike night, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, it's always a bike night. But last Wednesday of the month, going out there, tell them Big Bone and Archbishop sent you. You can thank us for it later. You'll definitely thank us for it later. So we address that stuff. Now, and again, before we get to tonight's show, and by the way, what's up, everybody? We'll see Mikey Savage, Frost, we see you out there, man. Dagon, Diosa, Yogi Bear. Okay. All right, the folks in the house. Mamita, Miami. I see you there, girl. All right, that's what's up. Frogzilla, Black Dragon. Hey, Black Dragon, what's up, man? Black Dragon, Big Red. All right, everybody's in the house. All right, that's what's up.
Yeah, everybody in the house tonight.
Oh, yeah. Hey, like, subscribe, share. Like, subscribe, share. Y'all do that. Matter of fact, if you ain't done it yet, hey, Shooter, we can ready to talk about you in just a second, too. All right, we can ready to talk about you in a minute. But so speaking of that, you want to go ahead and jump to that thing, man?
What's that?
I said you want to go ahead. So what I'm talking about is, so for the past couple of weeks, we've been talking about, wise got them wiseisms, and I got the shit that I just be talking. But Archbishop, man, he puts out these things that he says in like these magical words, and people learn from it, right? They learn from these things, and people appreciate these things. So we said, man, let's get a name for that. So a couple of weeks ago, folks started telling us some names. So what we got is, like we said, we're going to figure out whatever name he goes with, that's going to be the name. And that's what we're going to call those things that he be saying, right? And we're going to discuss those names, and he's going to tell us who actually won. And instead of just the one, well, I'll tell you what, let's just start doing them. So here we go. You ready? All right. So, and by the way, if y'all got some names right now that you think are better, let us know. And by the way, one more thing, where it go? We're going to be talking about a lot of things. So y'all lock in the phone number in case you want to call in and, say your piece about anything. You can give us a call, but here we go. There's a phone number so y'all can hit us up. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get this thing started. This is Name Those Words That Archbishop Be Saying. All right, so let me tell you what we got so far. We got, all right, so Shonda Hurley is calling it AB Facts. AB Facts. So she thinks the name of that thing you say, AB Facts. All right, so we got that. Gwen says the name for this is Arch Knowledge. Can y'all hear me okay? Can you hear me all right with this thing? All right, so Gwen says Arch Knowledge. Okay, that's all right. Ain't too bad. Jalen Moore says Archbishop's Rules. Archbishop Rules, that's Jalen Moore. Then we got Scoots from Tallahassee. Funny story with that one. Scoots from Tallahassee said he calls it AB Diamonds. AB Diamonds, that's from Scoots. Then let's see who else we got. Heather. Well, we're not finished yet. We'll do it again. All right, Heather says it's AB Nuggets. Heather says AB Nuggets. Shada told you we was going to talk about. Shooter, he says AB. Wait, is it AB or Archbishop Commandments? How did he say it? He said Archbishop Commandments, or he said AB Commandments?
AB Commandments.
AB Commandments. So he says AB Commandments. And all right, and last but not least, we got Stacy Rodiker, and she says Bishop's Bombs. Bishop Bombs. All that shit is good, but everybody can't win. All right. So here we go. So let's go ahead and do them. All right. So in third place, and we still gonna sing you something.
You say third place.
Somebody's stopping because somebody don't want us to do it. Hold on one second. Hey, hello, and thank you for calling the Big BoneYard in the middle of us announcing who the winners was.
It's Shooter.
Oh, Shooter. Okay. All right. So Shooter. All right. Hold on. Where was it?
It was just Bishop's Commandment.
Bishop Commandments. Okay.
Commandment.
All right. Got you. Well, hang in here with us for a second. We're going to read off what we got. Hang in there for a second because we're going to harass the shit out of you in a minute.
Bro, you got it.
All right. So here we go. All right. So in third place, we got Stacy Rodiker. And she said Bishop's Bomb. So Stacy, we're sending something to you. Number 2, Heather Moe, and the Mo means Missouri. And Heather Moe is AB Nuggets. That is number 2. And I think number 1 place.
Drum roll.
All right. So yeah, I know we need a drum roll thing. All right. And number 1 place is Scoots from Tallahassee, and he says it is AB Diamonds. AB Diamonds in the number one space. So, but the good thing about all of that, everybody, every one of y'all, the 1, 2, and 3, we're definitely going to be sending y'all out some t-shirts, and we'll put together some cool ass packages for you. So please communicate with us, because I suck at this. So please communicate with me. Make sure I got a good address and all that kind of stuff for you, so I can get that stuff out to you. And matter of fact, you can make it easier. Send it to Archbishop, because he won't fuck it up. So
yeah, there you go. Send it to me.
Yeah, because he'll make sure he gets it done, man. I'm doing.
If you want it, you better send it to me. If you want it.
I'm trying, y'all. But hey, but Shada, you on the phone? Or Shooter? Damn, I always
I'm still here. I'm still here.
But yeah, look, but I'll tell you, I was digging like the what you were saying, the wait, you said AB commandments, right?
No, Bishop commandment.
Bishop commandment. Well, you know what? Let me write that shit down, because I might steal that later on and try to use that for my shit. I don't know. It don't sound the same. It don't sound the same though. Like
Bones commandment.
Yeah, but see, it don't have that same ring, because like Bishop's commandment sounds like something from God, right? But Bones commandment sound like that. Yeah, but that's Bishop's commandment sounds like it's from God. But if you say Bones commandment, that sounds like something I seen on Pornhub. You know what I mean? It's like it don't. It's different shit. I'm not sure about it, man. But hey, how you doing tonight anyway, brother?
Man, we doing good, doing good. I'm still recovering from Daytona. Go to Daytona, come back, no days off, and going.
Man, understood, man. Understood. Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, thank you for getting me straight on the verbiage of that. And we're gonna go ahead and jump in here with both feet and go ahead and get the show popping. But hey, keep listening, man, and make comments. And if you want to call back in, if anything.
We will do, man. We'll do, and I'll catch you later.
All right, now. But yeah, man. Okay, so there we go. So Scoots, all right, you got it, Scoots. Well, Scoots, Heather, and Stacy Rodica. So that's what's up, man. I'm glad.
You know what? Before we start talking about the topic, tell them the deal about Mr. Scoots there. Yeah. Tell them about that.
Okay, so y'all know we've been going back and forth a lot to Tallahassee, fighting against these insurance company bills, with the governor trying to, all of that stuff. He's trying to screw over the state, and folks is fired up about it. So we go up there, and it's like a whole bunch of folks. You got bikers from all over the state and some other states going up there. Now, while we're there, there's myself. There's a brother by the name of Bear, aka Big City, aka Sugar Bear from Rough Riders. He's the one that's doing that bike night I mentioned. So Bear, he's a black guy. And then there's another black guy by the name of T-Man. T-Man, real cool dude, does a lot of stuff for homeless veterans and everything like that. Now, if you see the three of us, you pretty much cannot confuse us, or so you'd assume. So you see me, I'm pretty tall, I'm pecan tan, as my mother used to say. You got Bear, shorter guy, big, stocky kind of dude, dark skin, beard with the, like that whole thing. And then you got T-Man, who's bald-headed, tall, dark skin, and about 70 years old. I got some years on me, not quite there yet. Anyway, so the three of us is there amongst a whole bunch of other folks. So these cats, Scoots is one of them. He's with his group, his organization, and another organization. They as we're walking through, do say, "Oh, hey, Big Bone. Hey, man, what's up?" He said, "I told you that was him." So these folks, boom, they come over and they start, they're chopping it up and da-da-da-da-da. And this dude, Scoots, I got to call you out on it. So Scoots turns to T-Man, who is a 70-year-old black man. And he says, "Archbishop, we love what you do, baby." And he's like dapping him up and everything. And he starts he goes, "Yeah, and look, check this out. AB Diamonds. AB Diamonds. That's the name." So now you got this 70-year-old black man who has no clue what the fuck he's talking about. And not only is he telling them this, he's getting the other folks, and they're all throwing in these names because they need to have a name. Archbishop needs a name for those gems that he be dropping, and he came up AB Diamonds. And everybody's talking to him, and they're just talking to him all this show stuff, and he's like, now his voice, he has this voice sound like, "Well, I don't really know what you're talking about, but diamonds are good. But I don't know what the hell you're talking about." So finally, the young dude in the back said, "Hey," he says to me, he says, "That's not Archbishop, is it?" I said, well, why the hell wouldn't that be Archbishop? What are you talking about? He goes, Big Bone, I don't think that's Archbishop. I said, what? So anyway, long story short, these cats figure out that this whole other completely different looking black man is not Archbishop. It was funny as all hell, but I did learn something. I did learn that day that it's actually true. When I was a kid, my white buddies said, oh man, all black people look alike. I'm like, oh, that's not true. Apparently that shit is true as all hell, because the shit happened. And here's what's messed up. And Archbishop, you know this. You know that's not the first time that shit has happened.
Yeah, I know.
It was that.
They called you me.
Was it New Orleans? That shit happened. They came up to me, said, Archbishop, baby, what's up? Like, what's up? Like, yeah, I need to change my name. I need like a rhyme, and I got to get a different name or some shit. But anyway, yeah, so that's what's happened. And but yeah, Scooch, you in there, brother? So we got you going. So what we're talking about tonight, and we kind of delved into this a little bit. I'm gonna see if I can find it on the let me see, where would it, so I can read this bad boy. Wait a minute, where'd it go? Damn it, where'd it go? All right, anyway, so I'm gonna see if I can find this thing. So what we're talking about tonight is American freedoms. What we believe, and y'all have heard us, we've had these conversations before, saying that bikers are the last true Americans, outlaw bikers, last true Americans. And what we mean by that is we ain't saying that other people are not Americans, right? We're not saying that. What we're saying is that bikers, in particular, the outlaw biker set, we move a certain way, we think a certain way. Our freedoms as Americans are that's what we're all about, So biker, as a matter of fact, here, let me see if I can find this joint that let me see if I can pull it up for you right quick. Hold on. Okie dokie. Hold on. Oh, okay, here you go. I'll just read this thing. It's kind of cool. So, an outlaw biker, an outlaw motorcycle club is a motorcycle subculture generally centered on the American motorcycles, particularly Harley-Davidson, and a set of ideals that celebrate freedom, nonconformity, nonconformity to mainstream culture, and we have loyalty to the MC, to our actual clubs or organizations. So in the United States, such motorcycle clubs or MCs are considered outlaw, not necessarily because they engage in criminal activity, but because they are not sanctioned by the American Motorcyclist Association, the AMA. And also, those clubs do not adhere to the AMA's rules. Instead, the clubs have their own set of bylaws reflecting the outlaw biker culture. So the US Department of Justice defines outlaw motorcycle gangs, which clubs are not gangs, but they say outlaw motorcycle gangs as organizations whose members use their motorcycle clubs as conduits for criminal enterprise. Well, the US Department of Justice definitely got this one wrong, but fortunately, we're going to kind of chop it up about all of that stuff and get the record straight right here tonight on Big BoneYard. So yeah, so first things first is motorcycle clubs are not gangs. Most of our clubs, and we could go up and down that one all day long, but most of our clubs, our background, a lot of us come from a military background, and not just now. I mean, since the inception or since the concept or since the creation of motorcycle clubs, guys coming back from the war, coming back from the military, gravitated toward other like-minded individuals and found themselves in motorcycle clubs because, hey, they got exposed to a motorcycle while they were in the military, or these guys that happen to be in this motorcycle club think like they do. They, so like-minded people find themselves getting together one way or the other. But what do you think about that, Archbishop?
Is it true? It was absolutely true. I mean, a lot of them did start from the military. Guys coming back from the war and stuff like that. They came back into the States and they realized that you was out defending your country, and when you came back, you you would think you would come back with a hero's welcome, you know, making, you know, like you come back, you got a job, you know, I mean, the family's okay, this, that, third. But that's not what happened. You know, a lot of the soldiers ended up being disenfranchised, not being able to, you know, get a job, stuff like that. We come back out of PTSD. This is even before this even came about. What PTSD was. A lot of people came back, poison, Agent Orange, stuff like that, that they, you know, for years they kept saying didn't exist, but of course now they come to the realization that it did take place.
Yeah. Facts.
You know, so the soldiers during that time went through a lot more difficulty because they thought that coming home was going to be a good thing, but then when you came home, that's not what it was. So you had these bands of soldiers, guys, that, you know, that was the one thing that, you know, us in the military, you come back and you got your battle buddies. You got, you know, I mean, these are the people that you fought in the trenches with, you know, and a lot of you, you know, while you was out there, you dealt with the same stuff. You know what I mean? You talked about a lot of this stuff, you know what I mean? And like you said before, like minds think alike. And, you know, that's how this initially started. You know? But like you said, you know, people always they add more to what this really is. You know,
facts. And, you know, the thing was, after I was reading some of that, I had heard it before. I'm like, man, I got to talk to some of these gang members that the U.S. Department of Justice keeps saying are members of these clubs. I got to get a hold of some of them. I actually couldn't find any of them. Did you know of any of them, like these gang members?
No. Even though, I mean,
are you sure? Are you sure?
I mean, according to them, you a gang member just like I am. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
It is what it is.
Right. Yeah.
It's what it is.
I guess I got
like
to
say if you come over, put like this. I'm gonna make it real clear to all the ones in TV land, even if somebody is actually watching and you sitting there paying attention to what we're talking about. Now, I've been doing this for 23 years. I got that. 23 years. Now, you come over here and knock on my door right now to fuck with me, guess what? It's practice, okay? I ain't doing shit. And you wasting your fucking time. So you go. So if you're sitting out there with your surveillance van or whatever, you eating a sandwich, better make sure you got a week supply worth because you're gonna be bored as fuck.
Right?
Please believe.
Yeah, I'm trying to tell you, it cracks me up because, you know, it is 2023 and they're still trying to push that same narrative. Somebody was asking me about we were at the COC thing today, and you know, and some guys a legit question, a guy that worked in the facility we were at, he was like, well, why is this so, you know, like, why do you guys get together and da 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 da? You know, I get it, riding motorcycles, but what's the whole thing? And one of the things that he said, he goes, I always thought you guys were, you know, like these motorcycle gangs were all about all this bad stuff. I said, well, let me stop you right there. First of all, I haven't seen not one gang here. I said, do you see anybody tagging your walls or, you know, like dragging people or like robbing the place and in it? No? Okay. So first of all, no gangs. Second of all, it's really important for us to dictate our own narrative, because if we don't, you know, you let somebody else tell your story, they're going to tell it like they want to tell it. Make you, you know, they'll make you the boogeyman every single time. Right. But if you tell your own story.
You know, okay, so I'm getting ready. Let me drop one on you.
Would that be one of them? Are you getting ready to drop one of them AB diamonds?
One of them AB diamonds. Here you go. You know, people make up stuff all the time. Yeah. Right. So you think about it like this: a lie can catch a ride with anybody, but the truth will walk alone.
Okay. Say that. Wait. Say it again.
A lie can catch a ride with anyone, but the truth will walk alone.
Okay, right on. Okay, all right. That would be one of them AB diamonds, or as 1906 Phenom just said, Bishop's gospel, words to live by. I mean, we might have to revisit this. We might have to do this again next week. I don't know.
Well, you know, the reason why I say that is because you think about it like this. A lot of times, people will believe a lie more than they will ever believe the truth.
Oh, yeah.
And the reason why is because a lie, you can make a lie whatever you want it to be. You can add stuff to it. And, I mean, like you can start out with the truth, and then you start venturing over to the lie, and you start adding stuff to it to make it sound a little bit more interesting, gets people attention, you know, and they more likely to go along with it. You know what I mean? And then later on, once they find out what the truth of that was, and the truth wasn't that interesting at all. Actually, pretty boring. It was like, man, how the hell I even do? You know what I mean? Why'd y'all even tell me that? So that's why I said a lie can catch a ride with anybody. You can tell a lie and make it sound as good as you want it to sound, and somebody gonna run with it.
The crazy thing is,
always walk alone.
I've been having that conversation an awful lot lately, and I swear it's the gospel. There's stuff that happened, lies that was told years ago that I'm in 2023 just figuring out that they was a lie. And you're right, and a lie has hang time. But like my mother used to say, what happens in the dark will come to the light. You know, so damn. See, I don't have I haven't got no catchy name for the thing. Anyway, but that was my mother's words anyway, not mine, so I can't steal it. But hey, shout out to Ambush. We just saw you. Ambush is watching us from Facebook. Girl, we love you. She's one of the bestest ridingest. I think Ambush is getting ready to do like her 4th freaking cross country here in a little bit, which is just crazy when you think about it. Frost said to tell everybody, remember to like, subscribe, and share. Frost said most members of clubs, white, black, etc., are former vets. That's a fact. And Wags. All right. Yeah, Wags, he was at the joint today. He says, I agree, we are not gangs, but I believe our government has the mainstream media calling MC gangs, then we'll be labeling the MC a terrorist under the Patriot Act. Well, that's my theory. And guess what? You are absolutely correct. Absolutely correct. I've had great conversation. No, you're not wrong. Wags is saying, I hope I'm wrong. You ain't wrong. I've had a great conversation with Jerry T, our attorney who handles some other things for us, but he's very adamant about that fact. So, and it's something whereas again, we have to dictate our own narrative and put out there what the truth is. Because if we don't, who is going to do it? You know, facts. You know, we just got to do it. Mikey says, he said a kid can catch
he said he went back and fixed it.
No, he went back corrected and said a lie. I don't know where these kids are coming from. But anyway, going back to the thing though.
No kids.
Hey, fuck them kids. But but bikers, the last true Americans. So for those of y'all, because I'm about now, clearly, according to Scoots, Archbishop is about 70-something years old. He made that very clear in Tallahassee. But so I'm up there too, a little bit too. So back in the day, bikers used to, like, you can tell bikers by a couple of things. One, they had a motorcycle. Two, they had a bunch of tattoos. And the black bikers used to have these afros and, looking like Jimi Hendrix with the bandanas and all like this kind of stuff, But bikers were a subculture back in the day. They were not political. They were like live and let live. You do your thing, I'll do my thing. And I say that to this day. You do your thing, I'll do my thing. As long as your thing ain't going to bother my thing, we ain't going to have a thing. And that's the way that bikers were. They wanted to be left the hell alone to do what the hell they wanted to do. Well, things changed over the last, 60, 70 years. Things have changed a lot. So now bikers are very political. You got bikers for Obama, bikers for Trump. And they do the ride to the Capitol, like here in Florida. They do the ABATE does the big ride to the Capitol, going to Tallahassee. I'm sick of saying Tallahassee the past month, but they do the big ride to Tallahassee to talk to their elected officials and all that kind of thing. It's a big old show, and then then they do the Freedom Ride, which is where you got bikers from all over the country who ride to Washington D.C. to go to the Capitol for the same exact thing to say their piece. Like a peaceful rally of Rolling Thunder, they call it Rolling Thunder. That's where all of the bikes go from all over the country. So now bikers are plugged in. They're political, and we vote. bikers are a huge voting bloc. So what the hell happened from, these hippies to now being like one of the biggest voting blocs in the country?
Well, if you think about it, statistic-wise, after 2023, you have 12.1 million motorcycle owners. Okay.
Yeah.
In the country, 12.1 million. So if you take that and let's say 50% of that would be 6 million.
Yeah.
Are all registered voters, which we already know that is way more than that.
Yeah.
But the reason why bikers are so much more in politics now is because, you think about just the rides that you just said, that you just named off.
Yeah.
Those are hundreds of people that show up and do them rides.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Out of the year.
No, thousands.
But they have all political background, whether they're Republican, Democrat, Independent, Green Party, whatever.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, a lot of the stuff that we be talking about out here, when we was talking about, making changes for the better and stuff like that, that goes beyond party lines. That goes more to what is right, as opposed to, what my political affiliation is.
Right.
So if you think about it, the biker community, if everybody in the biker community actually merged together, think about how many laws could be changed or made better.
Oh yeah.
Just for the unification of the biker community as a whole.
Yeah, folks getting on the same page. Facts.
Right. You know what I mean? So that doesn't mean that everybody has to sit around and drink a beer together.
Right.
What it means is that we're unifying for a common purpose.
Right.
The purpose is to keep not only our freedoms, but the freedoms to everybody else. Freedoms for our children when they grow up. You know what I mean? Because this is exactly what's going on right now.
Right.
They're slowly passing these little bills, and if you're not paying attention to what's going on here within the next couple of years, you're not going to have any freedoms. You know what I mean? Yep. This whole thing that they're talking about, democracy, is going to change drastically, and it's already changing. You know what I mean? But you have people that's going on right now that's not really paying attention to what's going on out here.
Well, I think they depend on, the people in government, and even some people not even in government, the people who are controlling the people in government, they all have a very vested interest in keeping us stupid, keeping us in the dark, keeping us blind. Like I said I wasn't going to do it, but the HB 837 and Senate Bill 236, that's basically giving the insurance companies complete power in the state of Florida. These guys pushed that thing a few weeks ago at 11:59 at night on a Friday, hoping that ain't nobody paying attention to that. It's 11:59 at night. It's a Friday because we out getting drunk, partying. Bikers, we're riding motorcycles, and the young folks are playing on TikTok, right? They ain't paying attention to none of this. In fact, most folks wouldn't have known had it not been for I won't even say how we knew, but we found out that this was going on, and it was like the shot heard around the state. And folks were like, whoa, wait a minute. You can't do that. Yeah, they can do that. They can do whatever the hell they want if we don't, meaning we the people, if we don't get engaged. In fact, the thumbnail that we put up on the doggone for this particular show, when you look at it on YouTube, if you go back to look at that thumbnail is a picture of me addressing the Florida State Senate. And if you look at it, it says, well, I can't show it here. I don't know if I can show it, but it's a shirt. On the back of that shirt is, because it's me, you'll see the Senate sign right in front of me and a little Senate people, but it says, "We the people." And what's this other thing? We the people. It's got the state of Florida with the colors of the American flag in it. Got an old biker on a motorcycle, and below that it said, "Ride for our rights." And on the front of that shirt, it says, "Bikers over billionaires." And all of that stuff means something, right? But the thing is, guess what? Bikers, we will ride for our rights. You know, those motorcycles just ain't for show. You know, they got gas and tires, so you know we gonna do something. But that's the thing I love. So going back to it, yeah, bikers, we're Americans because we actually participate in the practice of being an American. You know, like a lot more than just, you know, eating hot dogs and apple pie or whatever they say on the damn Chevrolet commercial. But you know, we get into it. One of the other things is that if you think about the idea, here I go back with this freedom thing again. It's like folks say, like, you know, like this one dude was telling this a while back, guy was telling me, oh yeah, well, you know, you guys are a little violent, you get a little carried away, you don't respect the law. I'm like, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, you know, if I have a problem, I'm going to call a police officer and I'm going to do things the right way. And if I have a problem with a person, I can either sue them or I can have them prosecuted to the fullest extent under the law, which is perfectly fine. But if you offend me, and let's say I'm out on town, just, you know, the classic example, out on the town, you know, at a bar, restaurant, whatever, with my girl, and someone disrespects her and grabs her ass. Well, you know, Mr. Joe Citizen over there may in fact want to call the manager and call security and make a police report and all like that. And that is his right. I may have a tendency to bust his ass and to break my foot off in his ass, or break someone else's foot off and put it in his ass. You know, any number of things that's all going to fuck his ass up. And people, oh my gosh, that's so violent. That's so this, that's so that. No, that's what bikers do. You know, we address situations as consequences to your actions. If I do something stupid, if I run a red light because that's what the fuck I feel like I want to do, and I get a traffic ticket for doing it, you ain't gonna hear me bitching about the fact that I got a ticket for running the red light. I did it because I wanted to do it, and I'm ready to accept the consequences. So if someone goes and disrespects my girl and I got to act up, I'm ready to accept the consequences the same way he should have for doing that in the first place, if that makes sense to anybody. You know what I'm saying? It's like consequences. Mm-hmm. Americans, we used to be anyway, we used to be all about personal responsibility. Like Republicans say that all the time. I heard it for the past 3 weeks up in Tallahassee. They say, hey, personal responsibility, that's what we're supposed to be doing. And this bill is irresponsible and da da da. But yeah, you know, Americans, we're responsible for our own shit. You know, that's part of that ideology, you know.
You would have to, but you know, it's kind of weird, like throughout, like now, you know, like growing up, you always had like your grandparents and even your mom and dad, like they sat back and they actually read the newspaper.
Oh yeah, yeah.
And you know, a lot of them didn't read the local paper because the local paper wasn't about shit, but they would read the you know, the Wall Street Journal or the New York Times or whatever. You know what I mean? Because that's where the majority of the stories came from. But now, now you got the media that's basically centralized now. That depending on what channel you're on, is what they're talking about. So
yeah,
you watching.
Yeah.
So you watching MSNBC, they only talking about Democrats. Democrats doing this and the third. You talk to Fox, it's the Republicans doing good, and they.
Yep.
Democrats is the devil. You know,
right.
You go on CNN, they talk about both of them. Ain't neither one of them shit, which is true.
Right.
Ain't neither one of them shit.
Right.
You know, but they all, you know, we put these people in office because while they're campaigning, they're, you know, in your mind, you feel that they're there to support you in your district, in your state, in your area. That you are putting these people in place to decentralize the government, to keep the government out of the families' lives, and to be able to, you know, have your life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, which is your constitutional right to do. But you find now that a lot of this is monetized.
Yeah,
they get in those offices, and you have, you know, during the campaign time, they talking about they're not gonna mess with these corporate
Security
people
or,
and get all these kickbacks
oh yeah.
and this, and they're not going to. I mean, that's a bunch of bullshit.
Yeah,
You know that if it's a, if it's a particular drug that's coming out, and a lot of big pharma knows that. Okay, you ever notice nowadays that when you if you take this medicine here and you take it for a period of time now, they got to give you this medicine to counteract the side effects of this medicine.
Right.
You know what I mean? That's how they make their money.
Oh yeah.
But it could have been, but if you took, let me see, you took like some natural remedies like, sea moss, black seed oil, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
You would have got rid of that way quicker than you would taking this medicine, but they're not going to tell you that because they want you to pay for this. Because this is going to make you pay for this and make you pay for this. Okay. So, you got people right now that are insulin dependent. They can't even pay for insulin because the insulin is so high.
Yeah.
But you can't go to Canada and get it either, because if you go to Canada and get it, you're trafficking.
Right. Oh, want to hear something crazy? So when this dude, and I'm not saying I'm some huge fan, but Biden came up with this thing, whereas insulin is now capped at $35. Which you would assume would be a good thing, but it's sort of like when Obama was president, Mitch McConnell said, man, I don't want to get all into politics, but Mitch McConnell said, whatever Barack Obama does, we're going to oppose it. If he has the cure for cancer, we're going to accuse him of trying to steal our cancer from our people. And that's crazy. But here's the thing. And the thing that a lot of folks miss, and up until recently, people wanted to argue when I'd say this, but I tell people, Democrats and Republicans are two wings of the same damn bird. Just depends on what subject you're talking about as to whether they're good or they're bad or da. But what you said about the money, that's true. That's where the Senate Majority Leader wanted to have my ass locked up in Tallahassee last week because I said some things that he didn't appreciate. And then they said, after that, you can't say nobody's name and don't accuse nobody that's not here and da. What I said was, because I can say it here, what I said was, it was the truth. And Republicans and Democrats alike, 85% of the folks that was there were Republicans that have been back and forth Tallahassee over the past few weeks. What I said is that Governor Ron DeSantis wants to be President Ron DeSantis, but it's expensive to become a president. A presidential campaign costs a lot of money. So if he serves up Florida and lets the insurance companies fuck us over and rape us blind and get all that money by doing all of this stuff that they're getting ready to do to us, then they're gonna fit the bill for his presidential campaign, which is why they voted across party lines, because he told his folks, do this right here. And if those people, his senators and congressmen, if they do what he said, if he goes to the White House, he's bringing them with him. So it is one of those follow the money type of things. Whether you love the guy or hate the guy, that's what it was. That's what's taking place. It has nothing to do with what's beneficial for Floridians or American citizens. It's all about who's paying the most right now. Like he might be a great guy as long as it doesn't have to, as long as they ain't getting in the way of his money. Oh, by the way, Craig reminded us, for those of us in Florida, I kind of alluded to it a little while ago. He said, keep in mind, the first Monday in April, A-Beta Florida is riding on the Capitol, and all bikers are welcome. So got to fight for your rights to ride free. So again, this is, bikers being Americans and whatnot. Where are we? Right there. And Bear said, I don't know what I said, but Bear said I was spot on. We are the consequences. Facts. Okay. And Frost said something bad about your sister. I don't know why he said that. No, he said, thanks for the thoughts and prayers. Everyone about to get back to the family. Okay, that's what's up. But he did actually say, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And thanks, Big Bros, for another great topic. Okay, cool. Hey, and one more. All right, Jalen Walker, aka Doggone Walker, the motherfucking Night Stalker. He said, peace, family. Only those who attempt the absurd can achieve the impossible. Fear nothing, fight for everything. Man, hold on. That part, that's some deepness right there. But yeah, man. Mm-hmm. But I think so. What do you think? So how, again, they paint us with all these crazy brushes and everything. What, if anything, aside from, so we have this forum in this platform where we get together and we can talk to all of the boneheads and they can talk to us and we can kind of share our thoughts and so forth about you know, what's real as far as what's really going on with bikers and all like that, right? But what do most folks do, or what should they do to create their own narrative about who they are when folks are trying to make them out to be the damn devil because they ride a motorcycle or they got a patch on their back?
Well, for one, they got to speak up. You got to speak up and let your voice be heard. No, that's the biggest thing. You know, is you ever heard the saying, if you stand for nothing and you fall for anything?
Right. Yep.
And that's, you know, and that's what a lot of this is going on. You know what I mean? It's common misperception. You know, people that don't know make up. You know, so if you have the news and the government saying that you know, these people are XYZ and they're, you know, you out rape, robbing, and pillaging and this, that, and the third, then when somebody see you, then that's their general conception as to what they think you are.
Right.
And not have a clue that person that you're looking down on because he got leather on could be a lawyer or doctor,
yeah,
construction worker, or, you know, even a police officer. You got several of them out there that actually ride bikes.
Yeah.
You know, but you don't know that. You know what I mean? This is just your perception. You know what I mean? And you know how like people say, you know, your opinions is like assholes, everybody got one. Same thing goes with perception. Same thing. Everybody has one. But the thing is that is it right? Is your perception right? And if it is right, what is it based on? You know what I mean? Is it just based on sight, or just based on, you know what I mean, because I know this person and he done XYZ, or is it just because, okay, I see him and he just, you know, he just look grungy, so he gotta be bad people. You know what I mean?
You know
or I see a group of, you know what I mean, it's 30 black dudes over there. They look like they up to no good. You know what I mean? It's bullshit. It's just common misperception.
I'll tell you. No, go ahead. I'm sorry.
But the motto these days is to be, you know, people used to just sit back and just wait. And like you sit back and you wait and you hope that something good is going to happen.
Yeah.
You know, but in these day and ages, sitting back and waiting and hoping isn't going to help you. You got to be proactive. You got to open your mouth. You got to speak. You got to say what it is that you feel, whether you standing on the corner on a milk crate, or you standing in the city council meeting, or you standing in Tallahassee or Washington, D.C. or whatever, your voice has to be heard.
Right.
And as long as they're not hearing them, then they're going to continue to do whatever the hell they want to do.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? So this is the reason why it's so important for the biker community itself to be more proactive and to be more involved in this stuff. It's because you think about it like this. Not everybody is going to be like me or you, that's actually going to stand up and just say whatever you want to say.
Right.
Right, wrong, and indifferent. You say it based on how you feeling, what your overall goals and morals is, and this is what I believe in.
Yeah.
And about 95% of all bikers I know all feel the same way. You know what I mean? That they're going to stand up for their rights. Okay, but it's more than just motorcycle rights, because you are a citizen first.
Right. I'll tell you what I'm laughing about. Oh,
what's that?
I'm sorry. So Kurt Lane must have been in Tallahassee because I pissed him off when I said this. Kurt Lane said one of the best lines said in Tallahassee by Big Bone was, Ron DeSantis, I was talking about, if this continues, we're going to see TV commercials, campaign commercials saying Ron DeSantis for president, brought to you by Allstate. You know, so I said that, everybody laughed, but the what do you call it? The senator, the senator in charge of everything, the Senate Majority Leader, he did not think that was funny, but it was true. I forgot about that. I thought it was funny, but it's true though, man. And what you're saying is, if we don't do just what you're saying, it's going to continue to be just consistent issues, man. We've got to speak out. We've got to say our piece. And again, if we don't, who is? You know?
Well, you got to speak your piece, but you also got to sit back and you got to not only protect yourself, but protect your family. Okay, now think about this. Now, last week they were talking about that Silicon Valley Bank that went belly up.
Yeah.
Okay. So that bank was based on a lot of cryptocurrency and stuff like that. But you had people that had millions and millions of dollars in that bank, right?
Yeah.
And then the FDIC only covers 250,000.
Right.
So if you had 2-3 million down there that you just, it's gone. It's gone.
Yeah. Yep.
FDIC is only going to cover 250,000 of it.
Yep.
Right. Now, they knew they were getting ready to go belly up. But what did they do? Did they send out a notice, let everybody know? No. They waited till Friday evening after 5 o'clock.
Yep.
And put it out there. Because by that time, you can't go to the bank because the bank's closed.
Mm-hmm.
You can't go Saturday because the bank's closed. You know what I mean? Because they done fucked up.
Oh,
so you done lost your money. Now, there was an interview that I watched the other day where there was a lady at a congressional hearing that was talking to Congress about the bank situation and saying that that was just a precursor to what's to come. Because there's going to be other banks that's going to fall just like this one is. And she said, and I quote, that if that takes place, it will always happen on a Friday evening.
Wow.
Because by the time everybody figures out what's going on, it's too late for them to go to the bank to draw their money out.
Yep.
So now you got all these people now, they go into the bank, they try to draw all this money out. Right? Knowing that the banks really don't have that kind of money on hand. You know what I mean? Because your money goes and then they send it out just as quick as you bring it in. You know? So they don't really have a stockpile of money sitting in the bank.
It's all smoke and mirrors.
Right. So by the people coming in trying to pull all their money out, you doing exactly, you actually making it crash quicker.
Oh yeah.
By doing that.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I feel it though. It's like, okay, I'd rather get all my money out now than see this happen. And you're only gonna cover me for 250,000, but I got $3 million in this damn bank.
Right.
You know what I mean? I'm about to lose everything. You know what I mean? And that's what a lot of these people did. They lost everything.
Yep.
So you gotta sit back and think like, okay, just what I just said automatically tells you that there's other stuff that's going on. But what they don't want to do, they don't want to put it out there to the mainstream public because of panic. People start panicking, people start withdrawing money, people start saving money, people stop going out spending, you know what I mean? And that's what they don't want you to do. They want you to keep doing that. And then when it happens, then you stuck. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about here the past couple of weeks, like people may say like, okay, well, they're being political, and why they still we're not being political. What we're doing is just trying to get you to open your eyes and pay attention to what's going on.
Right.
Because this does not have a political signature to it. This is a people thing, not a political thing. So if you're not paying attention, you need to start paying attention.
Oh,
if you're not watching the news, you need to start watching. You know what I mean? You need to make preparation for yourself and for your family, and to make sure that stupid laws like this, and the one in Mississippi with the Jim Crow and these other shits, like you got this Roe versus Wade, where you trying to tell a woman what she can't do with her damn body. That's you know what I mean? That is not a bunch of old people that sitting and watching the decision as to what you gonna do. You don't know what the situation is, and they can't sit there and make a judgment for you. You know what I mean? When you look at the Constitution said we the people.
Right.
Not we the government. We the people.
Yep. Hey,
the actual people
This when you said that, because there's a guy Bert White, he owns Bert's Barracuda Harley-Davidson and Black Widow Harley-Davidson and a whole bunch of other stuff. So Bert's not exactly broke. He's actual friends with the governor. They were hanging out a few days before Bert came on up there. So we rode our motorcycles, a whole big group of bikers rode motorcycles. And if y'all know, from the Tampa area to Tallahassee, we rode about 5 hours on motorcycles to go to Tallahassee to speak our piece to the government, right? Bert's there, and he said literally just what you just said. He said, it's we the people. He goes, I voted for you. I'm talking about Ron saying, I voted for you, and I'm very disappointed. I can't believe da 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 da. So the thing that I looked around, and you just said it a moment ago, you can't tell looking at how somebody's dressed and so forth. We had attorneys, doctors, business owners, big business owners, small business owners, retired folks, Democrats, Republicans, and everybody, a whole big hodgepodge of folks, right? We rode motorcycles, and some folks that couldn't ride motorcycles got in their regular car, their regular truck, and drove their ass on up there following the motorcycles, right? But then, and we listened to the insurance company say, oh my gosh, we're struggling and we're not making enough money, and we got all these false claims and all of this stuff. As these same motherfuckers flew in on private jets and helicopters landing on the building down the street, rolling up in limousines and all of this, and I'm like, dude, I ain't never felt so broke before in my life. I started questioning my life decisions after seeing all of these rich motherfuckers. I'm like, wow. And I had to say to myself, hey, wait a minute. Again, smoke and mirrors. I ain't going to hear. So State Farm, 89.3 billion with a B dollars last year. They paid out in claims less than 5%. But their CEOs and executives had a record year. Everybody's bonuses and shit went up by 17 to 25%. That's insane. These people own islands. But yeah, for some damn reason, you got to continue to fuck over Florida. And don't get me started. But no, I feel you though. So that the aesthetic, the look of it, if you're paying attention, like you were saying, if you are paying attention, you keep your eyes, your ears open, your eyes open, and you're paying attention, they can't pull the wool over your eyes, even when they do that shit Friday night at 11:59 p.m. Or like after 5 p.m. in the case of the banking thing. You ain't gonna be able to trick folks if they're paying attention. So I feel you on that one, brother. Wait, Beaker said, Big Bone and Archbishop, I appreciate your time. You both speak the truth and from the heart, real as fuck. And then he continues to say, but he doesn't really like Archbishop very much. I don't know why again, people be saying shit like that. I don't know why.
Well, you just a hater, man. Man, you a hater, man.
No, man, I'm sick of people fucking calling me Archbishop and shit.
Damn, you's a hater, boy.
Yo, I tell y'all what though, we just appreciate y'all. We know we got into some heavy subjects tonight, but I think what we're really wanting to share with y'all is that it don't matter what your politics are or who you voted for last time, or any of that stuff. What matters is if you're an American, you jump on your bike, you ride those two wheels, and even if you don't, if you're an American or trying to be an American, guess what? You have rights. You have rights, and you shouldn't let people trample on them. Us bikers, we come from a background of embracing freedom and literally fighting for freedom, like either in the military, in the streets, in the halls of justice, sometimes in your local courthouse, whatever it is, that's what we're about. And so folks will try to make it out like Bishop's a gang member and I'm a motherfucking thug and da 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 da. But guess what? Nah, in real life, we're Americans, we're citizens, we love our country, we fought for our country, and we like to ride motorcycles too. So, we're just passionate about it. We want to share with y'all the tools so that when whomever is trying to pull some bullshit, try to rip you off and steal your rights from you, we want y'all to know that shit. So that's really all we're doing. And I hope y'all enjoy it. Keep rocking with us, keep riding with us. And because we ain't gonna babble your head off tonight. We was trying to keep it just at an hour. So we're gonna do that. But Archbishop, what if any words? Or wait, what if any? You got some AB diamond? Wait, how I said? Oh, shit. What excuse it? You got some AB diamonds for us as we wrap up tonight?
I don't really have any diamonds. The only thing I want to say is
cubic zirconia. You got a cubic zirconia you can shoot.
Yeah, okay. Just to, just pay attention. Pay attention to what's going on. Right now it's getting close to the season where, you got elections and stuff like that. People gonna start lying. You already know that.
Mm-hmm.
But we need to stop picking up people just because they're popular and put people in place to know how to do their job. The people that's really going to speak out for you, opposed to the people who's just telling you that they're going to do right by you and then turn on you on the back end. You know what I mean? We need to pay attention to a lot of this stuff. And we need to hold, just like the government holds us as a people accountable for our actions, we need to hold them accountable as well.
Oh yeah. It's like that's a true fact, man. It's like if I remember Val Demings was saying about Marco Rubio, they were talking about him this week. Like, this dude don't show up for nothing. Nobody had not seen Marco Rubio. We've been going up in there for damn near 3 weeks, a month now. Ain't nobody seen Marco Rubio, and they say this dude don't show up for nothing. But yet now and I know if we go to our job and then just don't show up for a month, we're fired in a motherfucker, right?
Right.
This dude, hey, he
don't show up, he don't show up, but he still get paid.
Oh yeah,
get paid.
Yeah, exactly.
And even if he lose, he still get paid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
he still gets a check.
Brother, I tell you, I can't wrap my brain around. It's amazing. It's amazing. But yeah, so that's one of the best things you said, man. Like, hey, hire somebody, because basically an election is a hiring process. Hire somebody who's actually going to do their damn job. And of course, if they don't, then fire their ass on election day. That was the other thing I said up there. I said this thing about come election day, we're going to remember who did this to us. And the guy took that as a threat and called the people they were coming to get me. Anyway, I tell y'all what, it's been a hell of a week, a lot of stuff going on. I hope y'all, just a quick recap, remember the 29th of March, that 2W1L, that Two Wheel One Love bike night is going on in Wesley Chapel at the place called Crate. Check that out. Also, you know what? Contact your senators. That's one thing we were talking about. Contact your senators. I'm going to post the information on the Big BoneYard Facebook page, but call your local senators and let them know that you want them to oppose this damn bill. There's also a bad faith section of it, which is horrible. We want folks to oppose this damn bill because it is bad for Florida. And if they get away with it in Florida, believe me, if they get away with this in Florida, it will be coming to your state soon, because it's too much money for them not to try and do it everywhere they can, So definitely do that. I'm going to be posting some phone numbers for you so that y'all can call your local senators and let them know what time it is. Let them know that you're watching. Just like Archbishop said, watch, keep your eyes open, know what's going on. And, for sure, we'll get that out there. But anyway, in the meantime, man, how many days? I guess we're going to see him in
7 days.
That many days. I can count. I know how to count and stuff. Yeah, in 7 days. We're gonna be getting back with y'all in 7 days, though. But in the meantime, we just appreciate the hell out of y'all rocking with us and riding with us tonight on the Big BoneYard. And hey, we'll see you in 7 days, though. Love and respect, y'all.
Welcome to the Big BoneYard. Enter at your own risk.
decided to pursue a career in law because it gives me an opportunity to help people. When a client chooses us to represent them, they're entrusting us with a huge responsibility. It's our goal to exceed their expectations with our personalized service and to help them to achieve the best possible recovery to compensate them for their injuries.
That's where we come in. We come in and we solve that problem for them and really set them on the right track in order to try and get back to what their life was like before the accident happened.